I was broken. I was hurting so much inside because this isn't where I want to be. I want to be here. I think we should be the ones that are in everybody's face on the phone. I think this show should be the show that everybody gravitates to.
Success isn't some unattainable dragon that we make it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be consistent. And being consistent is being disciplined because you're not consistently gonna be motivated.
Well, the consistency is the fucking cheat code that nobody wants to follow.
You just never know what's gonna lead to something, and I just am such a big believer on momentum. If you keep the momentum going in a positive direction, the ball starts to roll downhill and it picks up things along the way and it leads to the bigger things. And so when things feel pointless sometimes, have faith that the consistency of putting in the hard work and being on the right path is gonna lead you where you need to go.
Love it.
Be you, because everyone else is already taken.
What's up, everybody? We are back with an amazing guest today, Daria Berenato. I have been just waiting to have her on my show for about a year and a half. Our mutual friend Paria hooked this up, and she's an amazing individual, wife, mom, mixed martial artist, wrestler for TNA, previously with WWE. But now she's also into acting. She's produced a movie and she's an actress in another movie, and she's really pursuing that career. And you're going to hear a great story today, a story of determination and discipline. And I'm positive you will fucking laugh today. So Daria, welcome to the show.
That was like a very overwhelming intro. That was very nice.
Well, I mean, shit, I've had a year and a half to work on it, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, I probably undershot
that
it.
was a fair jab.
Yeah.
The fact that we've been talking about this
jab,
for 2 years. I mean, that's fair though. We have planned to do this for a year and a half.
But
it's
you know
ridiculous.
what? It all happens at the right time.
100%.
And I'm so grateful that we were able to get this scheduled, and you're sitting right in front of me. And, and I say this all the time, and I know the audience is probably tired of hearing me say this, but I feel like the people that I've never met before, but we meet on social media and we have mutual connections,
right,
that are solid people like Paria.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
There's a different level of connection there. And then the moment you lay eyes on each other, it's like, it's my sis. I've known you for
100%.
15 years, so it's just great.
I feel the same way. Your clips always come across my social media and I always watch, and you're so steadfast. You're so grounded. You're so inspirational. And I really enjoy your show and your content. And so
thank you.
I'm excited to finally be here. It wasn't for a lack of trying. It didn't line up. But no, it was all meant to be right now. And I'm excited to be here and talk to you.
Well, likewise. And thank you for those compliments. I really try to just bring me to the platform instead of being something that I'm not.
100%.
And that's one of the things that attracted me to you as a guest and as a friend, is like very authentic, right? I mean, I think that we live in a world now that there's so much disingenuous activity going on.
Yeah.
And when you have people that are giving them their real selves to the world and society, it may take a longer time to really grow and to, take hold on something. But when it happens, you don't fizzle out.
Right.
You know?
I agree. I think that looking at pro wrestling is such a good example. Like, genuine connection is everything. That is success in pro wrestling. You have to connect with the crowd. You have to connect with the people. And we live on the internet now. And I feel like people are so good at picking out disingenuity now that it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
For content creation, for acting, for wrestling, for whatever career path you take, it's like people see through it now. People are smart. And so it's like, you kind of have no choice. And, sometimes I don't want to be the most vulnerable on social media. It's hard, but it's like, I do find that being true to who you are and being real goes a lot further than trying to put on some sort of facade.
Well, it's crazy you say that, because it's something that I've kind of shielded, right?
Right.
Recently, like over the last couple of years, and I think you could probably relate to this. About 3-4 years ago, there was a whole bunch of people just creating fake accounts of me. I'm sure you had spoof accounts too. They're following your people, saying it's you, trying to get them to buy Bitcoin or some bullshit that wasn't even real Bitcoin. It was just they're trying to hustle people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I saw was a bunch of pages made after me they had completely ripped my pictures of my children, my wife, and put it on this fake page.
Right.
So I got really scared. I was like, okay, I can't put them on my socials anymore. But what it did is it took away a massive part of me that I'm slowly trying to work back, because I want people to really know me and know what I stand for other than on camera and on this microphone. And I mean, there are lines of what I talk about. It's my family, right? As I love my family and I love my friends. And, but you do a great job of showing your audience who you really are, you know, with your family and the things that you like to do. It's not just, hi, I'm Daria. I wrestle. I'm a mixed martial artist and I'm an actress now and producer. You show the full person. And I really admire that.
Well, thank you for saying that. But that exact line you're talking about, that boundary, is what I struggle with and try to straddle every day, because I feel the same way you do. And, you know, there's been breaches of my security and safety in the past, as you know, and it's like,
scary.
It's so hard because I feel that exact same sentiment. It's like, I want to show my authentic self. I want to share my kids more. Like, they're 99% of my life. You know, I'm a full-time mom. And so I always struggle with, like, okay, how do I do this in a safe way? What makes sense to share and show? And as they're getting older, like, they want to be a part of it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's hard. No, so thank you for saying that. But I have the same conversations in my head all the time of like, and so, you know, something I have done is like, I definitely archive a lot of footage and will post not in real time, just to have that security factor.
Smart.
And just certain things like that. But it's hard.
It is.
I get that. Like, you want to show what you're doing every day, your authentic self.
I don't want to look like a robot.
Right.
And sometimes, like, I look at everything that I'm doing, I'm like, you're a fucking robot, dude.
No.
Like, well, it's good to hear, because, like, sometimes, like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I'm a recovering perfectionist. But I'm really, I really always look for, like, where can I improve?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's, you know, on the show or what I'm showing to the world. Right. And a lot of times I feel like I'm missing the boat here. I'm not allowing people in to see who I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, because in the world that we're talking about, where there's a lot of grifting going on, there's a lot of people lying about who they are.
Yeah. People
do want to see real people, and they want to know that they can connect with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's like, the way I look at it too is like, it's obviously not one size fits all. It's kind of like an art. It's like different people connect in different ways. And you can see, like, you know, there's been influencers or public personas in the past that have success based off of like skits and, like, you know, planned out things. And then other people find success through their genuinity and their conversation. And I feel like not one size fits all. So what I tell myself when I get overwhelmed with that exact conversation in my head is like, just do you. Yeah. Just stop overthinking it. Just do you. Put it out there, and it'll resonate somewhere, and it won't in other places. And that's fine too. It's like kind of just accepting. My biggest thing is, like, I don't like to pre-plan a lot of things. I'm very off the cuff, and it's sometimes to my detriment maybe, but I'm not a planner. I like to kind of just be. Yeah. When I make videos, when I make content, like, I'm not, but also because I lack the ability to, like, do the tedious task of, like, super editing things. Like, I'm not good at that. So I'll just, like, kind of throw things on the page sometimes, and hopefully it sticks. It's like how funny. I look at it.
Because, you know, when you start this game, right? Like, well, you got to have the personal brand, you got to create content, and it's like, here's your hooks, here's this, and do this, and do that. I looked like a fucking idiot when I did that. Like, I mean, because it's not real. Yeah. Right. It's like, okay, I'm going to say something to get a reaction out of you. Right. So you stop your scroll so you can engage in my content. Like, I'm fucking lying to you. I'm manipulating you.
I know.
So it's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
And I understand, like, the business model. I understand it works. And I'm not even going to say I don't do it because I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I don't do it because I don't have the brain capacity. I don't either. Yeah. It's too much energy. Yeah.
It's like, I see some of these people are creative.
Really good at it.
But, like, then I think of, like, okay, wait a second. This trend, I just saw 2 scrolls ago, and then I see it again and again and again and again. And it's like, you guys are killing it on social media and making money, probably more than I am. And I'm being me and you're just following a trend. And I just think that like, it's cool for some people because it is entertaining. There's some funny shit.
Right.
There's some funny shit going on out there. I love it. There's this one guy, I think it's I can't remember the handle, but it's this married couple.
Okay.
And the husband acts like he's the wife. And
that's always fun.
Is it Vogel family or something like that? I don't know, but they're freaking hilarious. And he'll put a fanny pack around his shoulder and he'll have a Stanley and and he's acting like the wife. And he goes, "Are you busy right now? Because I really got to talk to you." Then the wife goes, "Yeah, I'm working." And he goes, "Well, because I was thinking," and then just starts going. And this it's always a skit, but it's hysterical. Like that hits for me. I'm like, dude, this is really, really cool.
Well, they say it's either entertainment or knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Like you either have to teach something or you have to entertain.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like, I don't know where I fall in that, but
I don't either.
Just throw it at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just
or piss people off, right? Like talk about conspiracies.
Or the controversial thing.
Like
I don't do that.
That shit to me needs to die. Like I'm so over it.
Yeah.
But like, I think where I would fall is like more of an education, more of a
educational
motivation, which I hate that word. Actually, what do you think about motivation?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm very on the thought process of like it's discipline over motivation. And maybe that's a very general way of saying it, but it's like we all know if you've lived enough years on this earth, you know that you're not going to be motivated 24/7. It's just not how we operate as people and humans. So, call it discipline or call it something else. I just think that something inside you has to outweigh when your alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. and you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to get up for work. Like that's discipline and that's just self-control. And one of my biggest things, like, it's again very basic, but it's like consistency. Yeah. You have to be consistent. Yeah. And being consistent is being disciplined because you're not consistently going to be motivated.
Well, the consistency is the fucking cheat code that nobody wants to follow.
100%.
Because it's hard.
It's hard and it feels monotonous. I was just going to say the same thing. It feels monotonous and it feels like, am I getting anywhere? And, I tell this story as kind of a metaphor of this, but like why I believe in this system for my life is like, I was living out in LA. I was 19 years old. I was very broke. I was bartending, living in this little 1-bedroom apartment with no AC, by no means hard knocks. I'm just saying like I was
part of your story.
Part of my story. I was not making a lot of money. I was bartending and fighting MMA full time and pursuing being an actress full time. And, I had faith in the process and I was hoping something was going to click one day and, whatever. But in between that grind, I had gotten this gig on Sundays. I would go up to the Valley. I lived down in Culver City, so it's like an hour commute. And I would do a kind of after show podcast on the UFC fights. So I'd watch the UFC fights for 3-4 hours, and then I would talk about them and review them on this panel with these two guys. And the network was called AfterBuzz TV, and it was owned by Maria Menounos and her husband.
I love her.
She's amazing. Great friend of mine. She actually married me and my wife. And so, I would go and do this on Sundays, and Sundays was my only off day from bartending, and I would open the bar and I would close the bar, and then I'd be at MMA training at 8 a.m. And so it was my off day, and it wasn't a paid gig. It was just a gig for my demo reel or experience or whatever.
Of course.
And I had fun doing it. But, it was like 5 hours at this studio in the Valley on Sundays. And I would be exhausted. I remember driving there and I'd call my mom and I'd be like overwhelmed with everything. And I'd be like, oh man, like this is fun, but it's my only day to rest. Like, what's the point? And something in my mom and in me, like she would just encourage me to like, keep doing it. It's all a means to an end. Like you're on the right path. You're doing the right things. And that very gig ended up being the relationship that I formed with Maria and her husband, which ended up being the phone call I got a year later being like, you ever thought about doing WWE? And I was like, and that's how I got into that. And my whole life changed from that.
Wow.
And so, although it's a very specific situation, I think that formula is putting in the work in the tangible tasks that you can reach, right? I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to be a fighter. But going and being in a Brad Pitt movie tomorrow was not an option, right? I didn't have those resources. I didn't have that experience. but hosting a podcast for free was. Meeting Maria and connecting with her and her husband was. And like, you just never know what's going to lead to something. And I just am such a big believer on momentum. And if you keep the momentum going in a positive direction, the ball starts to roll downhill and it picks up things along the way and it leads to the bigger things. And so all that to say, when things feel pointless sometimes, have faith that the consistency of putting in the hard work and being on the right path is going to lead you where you need to go.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to slide into our recovery segment brought to you by Therabody. What an amazing technology that Therabody has. And it was founded on a really cool story by Dr. Jason Wersland. It was founded on pain. He got into an accident and had this extreme pain in his arm and found that percussive therapy really helped. So he created the very first version of the Theragun with a Makita drill just to pilot and test to see if his pain could be relieved by percussive therapy overall. And surely it was. So now birth to the Theragun and now Therabody, who has a multitude of products to help you recover emotionally and physically. And some of the products even help with stress, meditation, and better sleep, and just overall better wellness. And when I had Dr. J on the show earlier in 2025, it really spoke to me because his platform was founded out of physical pain, and the Determined Society was founded out of emotional pain. And so it felt natural for us to partner up. So here we are, an official partnership with Therabody. And I want to talk to you about some of the products today that I've been enjoying that I think you need to understand and know more about so you could potentially implement them into your life. And I'm not going to get into a big deep dive of the actual science and everything like that. I'm just going to give you some anecdotal information based on the products that I'm using and that my wife is actually using too, that is helping us out a great deal at home. Because the great thing about these products, guys, is you can use them anywhere. You can use them in the gym. You can use them at home, in your bed, in your living room. Hell, you can even drive with the Theragun Pro Plus in your car and use it on your quads, use it on your arms, whatever that is. The first thing I want to talk about is the Theragun Pro Plus. I bring that in my gym bag every day to the gym. And when I'm warming up, I use it to warm up. I put it on my arms, whatever body part I'm using that day, I activate those muscles. And what I find is I'm able to move my body a lot quicker. And I'm a lot stronger on those days that I do actually bring it and utilize it. I just think it's a great way to understand your body and the connection between your strength and your muscles and being warm and being able to perform. Because it's one thing to go work out, but it's another thing to perform while you're doing it. And the Theragun Pro Plus helps me do that. Another thing that I really, truly enjoy is the Jet Boots Pro Plus. These things are wire-free. There's no hassle. There's no cords. There's infrared LED light. There's that compression therapy. And I've been having bad pains in my ankles, both of them actually, for about a year. And I don't understand where it's coming from. But when I started using the boots religiously after a leg day or after a cardio session, I throw those boots on and I find myself a lot looser afterwards. I find myself lighter. And then the next day, there's no pain in my lower extremity, like my feet. The other thing that I really enjoy is that product really helps me recover a lot quicker. And let's face it, that's the most important thing when we're trying to move our bodies or we're trying to succeed in life is we want quick recovery emotionally and physically. And these products help me do that. And they can help you do that as well. One of the other things that I really want to go into because it's helping my wife out a ton with headaches and being able to distract from the noise in her mind. And honestly, it helps me with that too, is the smart goggles. Whenever we feel a slight headache coming on or things are getting really heavy just in our minds, just thinking about all the stressors, all the things out there that we can't control, we throw the goggles on, get in a quiet place, and there's different cycles on there and different intensities of vibrations and massaging that you can either turn it up or turn it down. And what I really enjoy is it allows me to focus on what's going on with just me. And I think about things, and the massaging with the smart goggles relieves either headaches, and it relaxes me and relaxes my wife to a point where we can fall asleep better. We are preparing to kind of downshift and shut down and slow down for the evening. So I heavily recommend them. The other thing it's really good for is just creating a peaceful time in your day. And what I found since using the smart goggles and then the other products is it works for me, it works for my family, and I know it can work for you too. So I want you guys to think about things that you are struggling with. If it's lower back pain or you wake up in the morning, your neck is tight, I'm going to tell you the Theragun Pro Plus will help that out. They have cold therapy on it, hot therapy. I mean, think about that. When I opened that box and realized that I could have heat therapy and cold therapy and a Theragun, changed everything for me. And also really made the thing that I hate doing the most is warm up, made that very easy for me just by applying it to the muscle group that I'm going to use before I do it and in between sets, which promotes quicker recovery between sets. So if you're looking to go high volume or to lift heavy weights, I strongly consider that. All these products are there to help you move along in your day with less pain and recover quicker. So go check it out because now, like I said, the official partnership has begun. And from now until the end of March, in your first order, you get 15% off your first order, not every order. So if you're going to buy some stuff, load up there in that cart for that first time and you get 15% off. Go to therabody.com and at checkout, the code is determined. So let me know how you guys like it. Until then, stay determined. I don't think you realize, and I don't mean this in a bad way, the value you just gave the audience with that story.
Okay.
Because that was one of the most valuable things that has been said on my show in a very long time. And here's why I believe that. Momentum is the M word I can get behind. And I think a lot of people, and myself included, I'm sure sometimes you do it too still.
For sure.
Right? Until you're reminded, hold on a second, hold the fucking phone here. I've already been through this. We prejudge situations. This isn't where I want to be. I want to be here. I go through it all the time. I go, hey, this is cool, but I think we're better than this. Mm-hmm. I think we should be the ones that are in everybody's face on the phone. I think this show should be the show that everybody gravitates to. It's just not time yet. You see what I'm saying? And
100%.
And I go through that. And then in a year or two, I might call you and be like, yo, dude, remember when I said that? Mm-hmm. It's happening. Because if we stay true to what we're doing, we're passionate and we have purpose behind everything we do and we do it the right way, even though it doesn't bring us any type of monetary value.
Yes.
You're going to win.
100%.
You're going to win. And so that was just a very valuable thing you said. And the audience, listening and watching, I want you to think about some things that are going on in your life right now, right? That they're like, wait a second, I'm prejudging this situation. I don't want to go on this job interview, or I don't want to go to this maybe party that my work is requiring me to go to. You don't know who you're going to meet.
Right. 100%.
It's wild to me.
I really think that life and success is about finding your, like, for lack of a better term, like your flow state, what makes sense. Like as I get older, I used to like really force things. Mm-hmm. I used to force situations that I know now weren't meant to be for me, and then get disappointed or upset if they didn't work out. And then what I started to realize when I look back at my past and I look at my present and I look at what I want for my future, it's like when you're living in your truth and you're living in your state of flow and you're not forcing things, don't mistake that for not hustling.
Agreed. Because
I hustle every single day, but I don't try to fit square pegs into round holes. I really try to listen to the universe and listen to my inner self, or whatever you believe in, to guide me towards my path. Yeah. And now I can recognize when things are not for me. Love and I'll give the smallest example. I left WWE 12 months ago now. Mm-hmm. And when I left, I didn't have an instinctual desire to pursue wrestling at that very moment. I knew maybe at some point I would, but I didn't feel it in my heart at that time. So I went on and I did some movies and pursued other things and that I always loved. And then I just got an instinctual gut feeling one day. It was like, it just dropped into my head. I said, I really miss being in front of the crowd. I miss cutting promos. I miss wrestling and the world of wrestling. And I said to my wife, hey, I think I'm going to, you know, connect with TNA because we had previously connected. I wasn't, you know, going to pursue it then, but now I feel it. As I connect with the president of TNA, Carlos, he almost like was stunned on the phone and was like, it's so weird you're connecting with me right now because tomorrow or in 2 days, we're going to announce we just signed a big TV deal. And he's like, but you would have no idea about that. And I was like, no, I had no clue. It had nothing to do with it, obviously. And that to me was a little tiny universal sign of like, you knew, you listened to your gut. This was all meant to happen. And so, and then we spoke and we got to the point where my debut ended up being the debut on the new network AMC. And it was just like this small serendipitous thing that I was like, it's not a coincidence. It's when you're living in your path and you're being true to yourself and you're not forcing things, but you're working hard, good things will come.
I just love it. It's like there's this massive undertone of obedience.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
It's like, and I can't explain it very well because, you know, you gave a great descriptor. And I think for me, well, it would be, you know, having a very successful sales career and then burning the boats and doing this full time.
Right.
It's like, I thank the Lord every day for having an amazing wife that signed up for that life.
Right.
Right. Because all I knew was I was making a lot of money. We had great benefits, never had to worry about payday.
Right.
But I was broken.
Mm-hmm.
I was hurting so much inside because there was this part of me, this beingness that wasn't being tapped. And I'm like, I'm meant to do something different. And I thought it was, no, I just need to make more money. So I'd hustle harder and get more burned out. And then my body started expanding. You know, I started getting really, really fat and really unhappy. And then I realized like, you know, for me, if I can just give value, if I can, I've always been a coach. I've always coached baseball. I love seeing people's eyes light up when they finally get something or when they do really good at something that they've struggled with for a very long time. And so I thought that maybe, hey, if I can interview some cool people, right, and give their story to the world, maybe it lights somebody up. What I did not expect is it lit me up. And you could walk in here right now and say, I'm going to give you $4 million a year to go back into the medical industry, but you can't do this. I would say walk right out the door because I'm 5 years away from a $250 million distribution deal. Incredible. There's no way. It's the obedience to know yourself, right? And the thing that I love about this part of the conversation, the whole conversation has been fucking phenomenal already. But when you listen to that weird intuition or that voice, be like, that ain't it, go hard on this. As long as you stay on that path, things always seem to work out.
100%.
You know, and in the meantime, you become whole. And it's just wild to me that the whole word obedience.
I would never have used that word to describe it, but it rings true when you say it. And it makes so much sense. And it's so true. It's like I'm a curious mind, right? Like I'm always trying to figure out life and figure out what happens after. And like, I have a curiosity for people like you and life. And so it's like in this one area, I feel like I'm finally on to some truth as I get older. And it's like, if there's one thing I feel so sure about in this moment, it's that the principles we just discussed, like success isn't some unattainable dragon that we make it out to be. Like I truly believe it is those principles. And there's the outliers, of course, and there's people that don't get there that way. And there's always the exception to the rule. But I do believe with the consistency, with the obedience, with the discipline, with the mindset that if I just outlast the failure. Go through the failure. You cannot escape it. As you know, as I know, you have to go right through it. Eat it on the chin. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have good years. You're going to have bad years.
Yeah.
But if you just stay true, I am almost certain in my mind that you will end up where you need to be.
It's beautiful what you just said. You know, when we look at determination, right? And I want to get your true definition of determination in a little bit. But, you know, for me, it's doing what you said you were going to do long after the emotion of said thing wears off.
Oh, I love that.
My buddy, I took it from my buddy, Dan.
Okay.
He's my operations manager. He's been one of my greatest friends for a very long time. He was actually my boss at Paychex when I was selling.
Okay.
And I brought him over here and he works in the company now. Yeah. And, you know, his definition of commitment was doing what you said you're going to do long after the emotion wears off. I'm like, well, that's determination to me. So I'm going to take that. Thanks, Dan. But it's, you know, when we look at your career, the acting, the path, WWE to TNA, and then my path, it's all about this silent thing, in my opinion, called determination. And when I first started the show, I thought determination had to be loud. I thought it had to be boisterous and everybody had to look at me. I'm doing this. Yeah. I'm fucking doing it. Yeah. But really what it is, it's those silent moments. Like you said, when your alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning. Like this morning, alarm clock goes off. 4 a.m. Damn it. My body hurts. I really don't want to do this, Shawn. But then I say, you have to, buddy, because you said you were, and you said you were by setting the alarm clock. Right. Right. And then I go through this and it's like it's so funny. My mental processing loop, I'm in and out in like 10 seconds of making it. I was like, if you don't go now, you can't go later because you have American Heart Association thing at your kid's school for 2 hours. Then you have your team meeting and then you have a 12:30. No, then you have a 1 o'clock Google Meet, and then you have Daria at 4. I can't conceivably get a decent workout in from 2 to 3 when I got to be in Naples. It's 25 minutes away. So I go, Shawn, you're going. Yeah. I don't care if it's 35 degrees outside. My point is on this rant for the audience is like, you know, you said you were going to do something, and determination and discipline isn't this roaring thing. It's just silently doing what you said you were going to do. But let me see if we agree on the point to it. Let me hear it. 100% everything you said, but the whole point, the reason you have to, and the reason that leads to grander successes over time accumulated is because you're showing up for yourself and that builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum, and momentum vice versa builds confidence. Like I am like hair standing on end right now. Same exact. Because it's so, when you feel it, when you know, you know. Yeah. If you show up for yourself just by saying, I mean, you see it in everyday life. How many times, let's use a married couple, for example, all you out there that are couples, how many times have you said to your wife or your husband, I promise I'll pick up the groceries on the way home and I'll mail that thing you needed me to mail and I'll bring the trash cans up. And then when you don't do it, how often do you guys momentarily beat yourselves up? Oh shit, I forgot to go to the post. Damn it, I really should have done that. Or just a look from your husband or your wife or your kids or your whatever makes you just a little feeling, like a tiny feeling of like, I fucked up. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Yeah. All right, so put that on a grand scale. Every day you're accumulating points. It's a system in your head. We all have it. And every time you show up, you're adding to your bucket. And by the end of the day, if you have a day where you did everything you said you were going to do and everything you were supposed to do and everything you wanted to do, your bucket is full. And that accumulation over time consistently leads to confidence because you're proud of yourself. You're proving to yourself you're competent and you're capable. And now that builds confidence, which steamrolls momentum because you want to do it again because it feels good. And now you're showing up and delivering as the person you're supposed to be. And all of this is obviously to say we all have bad days and we all don't do this, but 1000%. But that is what breeds success in my opinion. I love it. We're dead on there. right? I think for me, well, I know for me, and my wife has called this out on me.
Okay.
She goes, your reservoir for confidence is very low. You're extrinsically confident, but inside you don't have this full tank. And this was years ago.
Interesting.
It never rectified itself until I showed up for me, until I sat there one day and said, there's one thing I need to fix. Because I believe everybody has one thing, like one real big thing that holds them back.
Yes.
You know, yes, it could be confidence. Yes, it could be fear, but that's just the overlaying theme or emotion. What's the root?
Yeah. 100%.
So for me, the root was, you know, I don't feel comfortable in this. I should probably go put a different shirt on because I'm overweight. I don't like the way I look on camera. And these guys know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like them showing my old photos. Like, I hate it.
Sure.
But now I got to own it because, like, wait a second, I've done something since then. There's a massive contrast.
Right.
But once I reached out to support my friend Jeff Delaney over at T Clinics and New Viva Weight Loss.
Okay.
One of my greatest friends.
Right.
He has literally changed my life.
Right.
I took care of that confidence bucket reservoir is overflowing, but it's not a cocky confidence. It's like, I can do hard shit because I made the decision to do hard shit. And every time, you know, to your point, the point system, every time I do something I say I'm going to do, it's a vote for me.
100%.
Which makes it better for my 3 children and my wife.
100%.
And everybody around me. So I love that. Yeah.
Well, now you have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
You have the experience that, oh my God, I said I was going to do something and I did do it and it worked and now I'm happier. Like, and that's all, I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I love what you said, like, now I can be that for my kids and my wife. And it's like, so many of us, I feel like, struggle to fix ourselves or look inward. Like, we can fill so much of our cup up independently.
Yeah.
And then have more to bring to our relationships. And I say this to myself because I'm a work in progress too. It's like, you forget that you're really capable of making yourself happy and fulfilled, and not needing or yearning for anybody else.
Yeah. You know, I think it's interesting because it's like, you know, when you look at marriage, I'm interested to see what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
Here. Everybody says my marriage is broken. I need to fix my marriage. No, you need to fix yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like, and again, I'm a work in progress. I'm still very flawed, Daria.
Oh, same.
Very fucking flawed.
I say all this to say that. Yes.
I, you know, can frustrate quickly,
of course,
because my mind's over here and you're trying to bring me here and I have ADHD and please don't do that to me.
Oh my God, I'm the same way.
Dude, I freak the fuck out.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm making eggs, don't ask me to put the diaper on the dog or whatever. Like, I freak out. I'm like, oh my God.
Not the diaper on the dog?
I'm like, right now, like, not right now. But 100%. I just think that, you know, it's just one of those things though, when you take that self accountability for whatever it is that you feel that you need to get better at, it's almost comical how much easier relationships get. So you don't fix your relationship, you fix yourself. And if 100%. The other person's doing the same thing, then you come together. You know, otherwise, yeah, you do grow apart. There are explosive arguments and fights, but if you just work on yourselves.
Yeah, I think so much. I mean, it's so, and I've done it in the past. So I so often was so quick to be like, why are you like this? And and it was so much of my own trauma, my own triggers, and I'm still working on a lot of them, but it's like, I find it comforting that I can look inward and see some blame in myself. Yeah. Because it's so much better or easier even than to be like, you're flawed, you're fucked up, you need to change. Like, you're not ever going to change anybody.
No.
Anybody who makes strides, changes towards their future self is doing it because they have something inside them that wants to change. Yeah. You're never changing anybody.
Yeah. And it's just always a fight, right?
Yes. You feel it. Yes.
And here's the thing. When you try to change somebody else, you don't have any power.
100%.
Everybody wants control, right? Like the audience, me, you, we want to be able to control every situation because it's just like, we're wired that way, right?
Yeah.
Innately wired to want to control every situation. The only way you can control a situation is if you take fucking accountability.
100%.
Billion% every single time.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
You know?
And it's hard to come to terms with, like when you're growing and evolving and it's like, oh, I just need to fix me.
Mm-hmm.
We're all, we all have so many life experiences that shape who we are. And we're also independently wired and different.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes if you just look inside, you can solve a lot of your problems.
Why do you think people don't do that enough? I have a theory, but
I want to hear your theory.
Okay.
Because I don't know that I thought about it too much.
Yeah, no, it was just a quick thought. It's like, I feel that when people fight back and go, no, you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the problem. Because if we admit we're the problem, then it plays back on a childhood program, some trauma from back in the day. And then that person represents somebody else and we can't deal with it.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
I believe in that. I 100% believe in that. Yeah, no, I think so many of us have, on that note, I think so many of us have unhealed childhood.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, like I went into, have you ever done ayahuasca?
No, I want to so fucking bad.
Okay, I need to tell you. Okay. So there's this ayahuasca resort in Costa Rica. It's called Rhythmia.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people have gone there. It's great. My wife had gone. She wanted to work on some stuff and she had this, and now my wife is like straight edge, very conservative, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything, like never done a drug in her life, like the most straight edge person on the planet. And she decides, she starts looking up like wellness retreats and this comes up and then she looks into it. It's like ayahuasca and plant medicine and all this. And she goes on this journey and she goes and does it on a whim by herself.
That's balls.
But she felt a calling towards it and she felt like it's something that she wanted to do. So she goes and does this experience and you go for 7 days. You have to go for 7 days. You cleanse while you're there. You do colonics. You eat on this organic whole food diet while you're there. There's no snacking, no BS. You do yoga, breath work, and then you do ayahuasca 4 nights in a row.
Holy shit.
Yes. And I never in a million years thought I would go. Ever. I didn't have the desire. I was so bottled up and closed up and I was like, I'm good. I got everything on lock. And then I left WWE and my whole kind of world and plan shifted. And so and when you speak about ayahuasca, people, refer to it as like, it's enlightening and you get answers and epiphanies and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I went having no clue what I was getting myself into. And I'll say this, I won't tell you the entire experience, but it was the craziest, hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
No shit.
And I'm, in comparison, I'm comparing that to fighting in a cage and all the other intense physical stuff I've had to do. It is so mentally enduring, but so enlightening in so many ways. And I do recommend it. But it showed me, it essentially holds a mirror up to yourself and shows you your deepest, darkest vulnerabilities, weaknesses, triggers. It really just it gave me like a little sneak peek. It was like, this is what it's all from. Like,
wow.
And it's so crazy because I'm an introspective person, but I don't spend a lot of time internally.
Right.
I'm very outward facing. I'm very like, let's go. And so it was like the stillest I'd been in, for a 7-day period in my life. Wild.
Really?
And it just started, you said fear earlier. And I think that to share a little something from my experience, I think that was one of the main things I had was like fear. And I think it was fear of not being enough.
Yeah.
And it just brought it back to my child and it just starts showing. And I say all that to say, like, if you go to the root, I think it's really helpful to kind of start healing.
Yeah.
Because you can start understanding, oh, that's why when someone says things like this, I get triggered. Or that's why I can be temperamental in this way. Or that's why I'm sensitive to this. And I think just the understanding and knowing.
Yeah, that right there, right?
Helps you heal.
Yeah, because then you can work through it.
Yes.
Because because like I'll have certain reactions and I'll be like, okay, I don't know where that's coming from.
Right.
And if I don't know where it's coming from, I can't fix it.
100%.
And then it happens again.
Yes.
And then wifey's annoyed, right? So, or somebody else in my life that is dealing with me in the same reactionary state. So I think that's, I always wanted to do it. I'm I'm going to be honest. I'm being a little bitch about it. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but it's one of those things. And I've done some other, disassociates under a controlled ketamine.
Yeah, I've heard ketamine.
And it was good.
Okay.
It was good. It helped me in a lot of ways.
Right.
One thing that I don't think I've ever shared on air, but I'm going to now is, my grandma in 1997 died of pancreatic cancer. And, I've processed through that, I still miss her like crazy. Like she was my best friend.
Wow.
But I was dating this girl named Melissa in high school when my grandma got sick. And she was there when, she got diagnosed with the pancreatic cancer. For senior ball, we dressed up and went and saw my grandma in the hospital. I was with her when my grandma passed away. Her name was Melissa Ramsey. I called her Mel. She ended up getting pancreatic cancer and she died like at 30, 31 years old. And she was my best friend. And for the longest time, we'd try to reconcile and potentially get back together, but something kind of held me and her kind of apart in that way. And we didn't do that. And then she got sick and then, she had an operation and they thought she was out of the woods and then it came back and then game over, like terrible. I was in Florida when she passed and, I didn't go home to deal with it. Of course, maybe I shed a tear. I mean, she was very important. She was one of my best friends. And the one thing that treatment helped me with, I don't think I had ever broken, that break where you're just sobbing over losing someone so important to you. Yeah. And I talk about her all the time with my wife, she's spoken about in my house rather consistently. Death anniversary date. My wife knows I'm going to be in a shit mood. October 26th, she died 2 days before my birthday. Oh my God. And so that day, every year, I'm a mess. I'm quiet. I'm just not feeling great. So anyway, I think it was my third or fourth treatment. First two were really rough. Third or fourth treatment. I think it might've been my third. And, it's a dissociate. So you don't really you see things, it's like, okay, oh, that was so-and-so. It's like, oh, hi, grandma. Hi, Mel. And wow. I didn't think anything of it in there because you're in it and it's a disassociate. So you're not feeling anything. You're just processing. Daria, when I tell you, when I came to, I sobbed for an hour straight. My wife came in and, was there for me, held me. And I told her what it was about. I was like, I just finally processed and really broke over Melissa's passing. Oof. And we're talking way over a decade. So I held a lot in. So I truly believe in these medicines.
I do too.
Like we're getting down the road on medicines.
Yeah.
The audience is like, oh shit, Shawn's crying again. But like, there's a place for them, right? Yeah. I don't feel they should ever be used recreationally, obviously.
100%.
But like controlled under medical treatment, and it's a treatment.
Yep.
So many amazing things can happen. I didn't know that was impacting me.
It's exact. Yeah. Then that is the exact processing of ayahuasca. It's like it goes and grabs something that your conscious brain is not yet sure of.
Yeah.
And it just puts a nail on the head. It's like, this is the thing, and I'm going to let you know so you can deal with it and find some resolution from it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is a deep conversation.
It's crazy.
Isn't it great?
I know, it really is.
Gosh, Party's going to be so proud of us.
Oh, yes, she is.
Hi, girl.
We love her.
We do love her. She's funny.
She's a great person.
I feel bad for her ducks, man. Like they just never get it together.
Yeah.
The Oregon Ducks, man. I was rooting for her this year,
It's West Coast things. I can't relate.
Yeah, I know. You can't really bank on it,
I one of the only people I know like two people in my life from Oregon. Like you don't hear a lot of people being from Oregon anyway.
I bet it's cool.
It's cool.
So dude, let's transition a little bit. We're landing the plane here in a little bit, but you've produced a movie now. You've pursued acting and you're going hard at this. Talk to me about your experience that you had producing your own movie and then all of your current roles, what you can talk about.
Yeah. So my journey in television and film has been crazy. So that was my first and only dream. I wanted to be an actress, probably from like 10, 11 years old. My mom used to drive me an hour away from my house to this woman's basement, and she would teach me acting classes
So cool.
in South Jersey because that's what I wanted to do. My dad took me to Vegas one time for this like acting workshop that I got invited to be a part of. Like it was always the dream. And being a kid growing up in small town, South Jersey, like I didn't have connections. I didn't have any kind of way into any of these worlds. And so I found MMA and I fell in love with fighting. And so I thought, I don't know why, like I just had this image early on, like this manifestation of like, if I can combine MMA and acting, maybe I can do my own stunts and I can be this femme fatale. And like, that's kind of like the vision I built for myself. I was like, it gives me a uniqueness into acting that maybe will separate me from all these people that, you know, are further ahead and further along. And so that's what I began pursuing. And I produced my first film when I was 19, actually. It's terrible, low budget film, but we took it to festivals. We did good, whatever. But so that was my first experience producing. But now at a different level, I am co-producing this film called Paper Maid that is set to go shoot in March in Tampa. I'm really excited about it. There's some incredible people in this film. Miles Truitt is starring in it. He's an incredible actor, as well as so many other people. But I got into it with my manager. He's also producing it. And it's just been a really fun process because I'm kind of learning the inner workings. Yeah. You know, I've acted in 7 or 8 films since I left WWE 11 months ago. And so I'm full-fledged into that world, but I really wanted to start to understand, as we're curious minds, the inner workings of the actual film producing process and how these things come together. And there's so many people involved and so many cool things. And it's been really fun. So I'm really excited for that to come to fruition. And kind of see it through and be on set every day and learn and experience a lot more.
So in March, you're filming in Tampa.
We start filming, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you're going to be local. I should come up and see you.
Yeah, you got to come visit.
I will.
Come to set, 100%.
I will, 1,000%.
Good.
Yeah, I'll come to set.
Done.
March, the only thing I have in March as of right now is I have a TED Talk that's here though.
Where?
Here in Naples.
Oh my God, maybe I'll come.
I would love for you to come.
I would love to come.
I think I have an extra ticket.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Can you spare?
I think I can spare one
squeeze
for
me
you.
in?
I can squeeze you in. You can be my bodyguard.
Oh, done. Yeah,
and they say,
easy.
where's her ticket? I'm like, dude, she's my security.
Dude.
She'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
let her in.
like,
Please let her in.
Yeah, 100%.
That'll be fun.
I'll wear my gloves. Yeah.
Dude, oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Come in taped, ready to go.
Let me just ready to rock.
Yeah, no,
what are
perfect.
you doing? I'm here for Shawn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's going to beat you up, Shawn. No. She's protecting me.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Let's get it right.
Big difference. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited.
Wow.
It's so gratifying and you know, I love professional wrestling. I'm so happy to be back in that world too. But like, you know that inner dream you've had since you were a little kid. Like this was mine. And so it's like really cool to be participating in it.
I've always had that dream too.
Really?
Like, yeah, no, it's funny because like my guys, they'll say, you know, hey, we can totally see you hosting like a Netflix show
100%,
or like
I
some
can
type
see
of talk
that.
show. But I've always wanted to, I've wanted to mess around a little bit and be on screen. I don't,
You should do it.
I want to.
I could see you playing like a Marine or something.
A Marine? Wow.
Like, yeah, like just like
write that
military.
shit down. Like audience, you heard it. Like I'm a Marine.
Just your build, your look. Like, yeah. Were you ever in the forces?
No.
No?
I mean, I played Call of Duty, but
That's basically the same thing.
yeah, it's the same thing, right?
100%.
Just kidding, guys. These veterans are like,
all the veterans
are like,
God bless, thank
I
you for
used to
serving
like
our
you,
country.
Shawn. You know, you're wearing grunt style, but you said that,
Yes.
you know, you've been in the military forces because you played a video game.
And they're going to really
They're
turn
gonna
on
come
you.
after me.
Yeah,
they're gonna turn on me.
100%.
No, you know, it's something that I've always been interested in. I'm very always wanting to push the envelope.
Yes.
You know, like
That's what intrigues me as well.
Yeah, it's like, you know, growing up, I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. And you could not tell me otherwise. Like that's what I was going to be.
Right.
But you know, I sit in a chair and talk on a microphone now. And I never became a Major League Baseball player. So I always like to do these other things that are the big leagues, right? Like to me, this is, you know, we're approaching big leagues here, you know, like acting, I think, is a big league thing. So I'm always really intrigued on seeing how far I can push myself
100%.
and just to see what it looks like, right?
I think that's like a personality trait. And
Yeah.
I have the same one. It's like when things feel scary and feel like, oh, you're not going to do that. Something inside my head's like, well,
Gas
now,
pedal.
bitch, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Just
Watch
to,
me.
just to prove to myself that like, oh, there really is no limitations. Like, and I love like my upbringing story because I was terrible in school.
Ditto.
I was a very mediocre athlete. Like, not a single person I grew up with would have said she's going to end up in the WWE. Not a single person like I grew up with would have said she would have been successful. Maybe they would have said successful because I was a hustler and I was always like selling something or doing lemonade stands, bracelets.
Not drugs.
Never
it was
drugs.
lemonade.
Yes,
Got it.
just lemonade, bracelets.
Okay, cool.
Kept it straight edge. But
Dope.
they wouldn't have said, and so I love being the little engine that could. I love being the underdog. I love being the comeback kid.
Yep.
So that is something that feeds me as well.
Yeah.
I like a good challenge.
I get off on that.
Me too.
Right. Like I think I've always operated with this, crater sized chip on my shoulder,
Love it.
And I think that chips on shoulders are great.
I agree.
If you know how to tame it.
100%.
And for me in the last 2 years, I've really figured out how to harness it and make it productive. But I look at things and, I look at you and things that you're doing in your life and the things that I'm in the middle of accomplishing. And I mean, this show started out in my car. I was talking into my phone.
It's the best.
And now I have you on the show. We've had Jay Leno, William H. Macy, like Tyrese, like
incredible.
What the fuck is going on? Right. But like, I like to sometimes when I'm having conversations with like-minded friends is like, dude, like we're doing this shit. Like this is really cool. And we have the opportunity to live a life that a lot of different people are dreaming of, but just won't take that next step. Have you ever thought like, Daria, like you are killing it. Like you're living this dream life.
I'm very grateful and I really am a happy person.
Yeah.
But I really try to stay grounded in the fact that there's so much left to do.
I just love that.
But only because like that's what makes me happy. Makes me happy. Like the chase, I love it. And it makes me happy. Yeah. I don't, I'm not a grass is greener. I'm not a comparison syndrome. No. I'm very internally competitive, not very externally competitive, which is interesting because I'm an athlete, but like I really have no desire to compete with anybody else, almost to a fault sometimes where my wife's like, babe, no, like that's for you. And I'm like, oh no, I don't care. Like I'm the first one to be like, my manager's great. You want me to introduce you? Go sign with him. I don't care. If you, no, I've done that twice. Yeah. And like, my podcast, go use my podcast studio. It's great. Yeah. Use my editor. I don't care if he's spread thin now for me. I do it to a fault sometimes, but I really believe in karma and I really believe in the circle of give and receive. And so I don't care. I think it has been a detriment of mine sometimes, but I will continue to do it that way.
It's funny because like I refer my friends to my publicist. I refer friends to my production team. Yeah. I haven't referred anybody to my manager or my agents over at CAA yet. That's a little different, right? You got to make sure that
I know it's not the like greatest move, but I really I do it like to my detriment sometimes.
But it's like I'm a giver. Like I want to see people succeed. If I believe in you, and I think there's an actual opportunity, like I'm gonna probably throw something your way. But like, connections wise, if I'm tight with somebody and they go, hey, can you introduce me to so-and-so? Yes. And you're going to have to let me massage this and talk to that person to see if they're even open to it. Because
100%.
like you got to be careful with your connecting and things like that, because people will snake you. But if someone like yourself and myself is always thinking that, then we can't be who we are.
Yeah, no, I'm down to give anyone the rope to hang themselves.
Yeah. 1,000%.
I am never scared of, I don't know what it is. I don't fear getting stabbed in the back. I don't fear getting screwed over.
You don't live in scarcity is the
I
the
do
thing.
not.
Yeah.
There's
neither do I.
I've been in situations where people are like, don't you think this is the reason you left up? I don't care to think about it.
Yeah.
I really don't think about it often. Not because I don't miss it. I miss it every day. I love it. I don't think about it often because I really don't like thinking about things I can't control.
Yeah.
And if that is true, I can't control it.
What's the point?
So what's the point?
Yeah.
Get out of here. And yeah, I'll give someone, throat to hang themselves or to stab me in the back.
That.
I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
it'll
you'll
heal.
get yours.
It'll heal.
It'll heal.
And I'm not going to be the one to give you yours. Like karma's going to
No.
take care of you. Like your other experiences in life
But
are
also
going to
like,
take care of it.
I think it comes from a place of like, we're all one of one.
Mm-hmm. I love
There
that.
is not two
No.
Shawn French. There's not two Daria. It's like, not that I'm special in any way, but I am unique in that my DNA and my persona, my aesthetic, my everything is mine.
Yeah.
I don't ever often feel like any of us can replicate what anyone else does. Like
No.
we're all very unique. And I think if you, like no one else can be you because you're already you.
It's funny because I always say you're a limited edition.
100%.
It's a one of one. There is nobody on this earth that can do it exactly the way I do it.
Yeah.
Or you, right?
100%.
Like I can't do it. There's many female wrestlers. Nobody can do it just like you. And I think that's a beautiful part of it, right? It's like we have to understand and stand in that power of like, hey, there's going to be other people that are great, but there's one you.
Yeah.
So be the best you can, and then you'll end up being happy at the end of the day.
100%.
But if you chase somebody else's success,
No.
you ain't ever going to get anywhere. And I think people, and again, for me, in a highly visible profession, it's hard. I fall into that sometimes. Like, well, no, I need to be there. I'm like, no, hold on a second. And my business partner, Pat, always says this. He's like, dude, let's focus on the one thing we can control. Having the best conversations you can have every single time you're on the microphone.
100%.
That's it. Because we want to give value to the audience. We want connection here. We want to embody and really display what society really should be.
100%.
We can disagree. We can be different. It doesn't matter. We're all human. We're all the same as well. And that's the thing that I love about human beings. Everybody thinks we're so different. It's like, there's different things, but we're all going through something. We are the same. We
100%.
are here. I had this conversation, Tony Goldwyn.
Mhm.
So I ran into him in Washington, DC at Fox, and I'm sitting there in the green room and I'm like, I hear his voice. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude. And so we start talking and we had that conversation of, we're all here. We're all the same. We're all going through something.
100%.
So I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, I just think we all have our little unique footprint.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just leaning into what comes naturally to you, what you can offer, whatever it is, to the best of your ability, what you have to offer, you'll never have that like, I don't know. I don't like to live with angst. I don't like to live with, I don't like mixing passion with like this scarcity mindset. I think you said it perfectly. Like I live in a world of plentiful. There's enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough for all to go around and to share and spread the wealth and just worry about you.
So true, man. I don't want this to end. I don't want this conversation to end.
I love chatting with you.
This is so amazing.
It's been great.
It's been such a great way to just even get to know each other more,
100%.
Understand each other's minds more, and give some amazing things to the people that are listening and watching. And what I want them to really get out of all of this is just, I want them to know that they are their own key.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the work that they're avoiding, whatever they feel they need to attack, but they're not, that's where they need to start. And the one thing that I always say is, because people always say, well, I don't know what that is. You're lying. Because it's the thing that keeps you up at night. It's the thing that you think about when you're sitting on your couch, watching a movie with your husband or wife or sitting with your kids that infiltrates your mind that you can't get out of, that puts you in a bad mood. That's what you go do. Mm-hmm. That's what you fix.
100%.
Unbelievable.
I love that. Shawn, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it with one of my favorite quotes, and I've said it a lot, but it's just still rings true.
Well, hold on to that though.
Oh, what?
No, because you got to answer a question first.
Oh, you have a question?
what is your true definition of determination?
Oh, God. Determination. Okay. The ability to pursue and believe in yourself without any evidence or fact other than what you feel in your mind, in your gut, in your spirit.
I love that.
And to go forth with that knowing despite your emotion.
I love that.
In the moment. So I don't know.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
But that's what I truly believe. That's what I practice every day. And so that's what I'll say.
I keep thinking, like, when you said that, I'm like, this kindred spirits here. Like, I keep thinking of the Step Brothers movie line. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, oh my God, I love that movie. Did we just become best friends?
Want to do karate in the garage?
Yeah. Want to build bunk beds?
Yeah. There's so much room for activity.
There's so much room for activity.
Money, dude.
Oh,
okay, your quote.
Movie. Yeah. Well, no, and this kind of sums up what we were talking about, but be you because everyone else is already taken.
Love it.
It's so simple. It's so simple. It's tattooed on me in scripture here, but in Arabic scripture, but it means so much to me, and I'll never forget the first time I read it. It's not my quote. I read it somewhere, and I was like, I swear to God, reading it gave me an instant sigh of relief, and it just meant so much to me, and I think about it every day. Just be you because everyone else is already taken.
I love
it. Takes
that.
the pressure off.
It sure does.
It like literally like relaxes my mind. Like, oh,
okay.
I was just meant to be Daria. I got to stop trying to be anyone
You got
else.
your assignment.
Yes.
You know, like stay on task. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you.
Again, beautiful conversation. One of my favorites I've ever had on the show, bar none. I cannot wait to listen back to it. I cannot wait for this to come out. Incredible.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Anytime. And for the audience, thank you guys for listening. Please be sure to go to thedeterminedsociety.com, sign up for our newsletter, and get access to a bunch of free coaching, our school account, behind the scenes content of me and the Determined Society. And do me a favor, share this episode with someone you know, love, and trust, because this conversation was full of value that I think a lot of people need to hear, and you can be a part of that process to changing somebody's life by listening to this conversation. So thank you guys again. And until next time, stay determined.